Coca-Cola is getting piled on after it became apparent that the company used generative artificial intelligence to make its holiday ads this year. Known for its nostalgic-filled holiday branding, the company this time traded real people, cars, and the famous Coca-Cola carrying 18-wheelers decked out in Christmas lights for AI. It released 3 Christmas commercials, each produced by AI companies.
Consumers were not happy about these ads. Disney creator Alex Hirsch reacted on X, posting, quote, "Fun fact, Coca-Cola is red because it's made from the blood of out-of-work artists." Content creator Devian Hinton posted, quote, "I don't care if I sound like a baby or whatever, but this is legit heartbreaking. Coca-Cola has been the gold standard in branding and advertising for decades. I literally chose a career in marketing because I was so inspired by stuff like Coke commercials." But the company is staying on the new course. Coca-Cola's vice president and head of generative AI, Pratik Tucker, told the online outlet Ad Age, quote, "We keep our roots in our heritage and what Coke is all about as a brand, but then connect the dots with the future and technology. AI is always good at creating fantastical, hyper-realistic stories, and that's where the whole imagination went into next level. If I want to go very realistic, maybe it's difficult, but if I want to go hyper-realistic and fantastical, AI is actually a much better tool."
Well, this is an interesting move by Coca-Cola. I don't get that upset about the use of AI for these kinds of things.
Well, I certainly don't care that people are going to be out of work because it's.
That's what happens.
Sorry, that's what happens when technology improves. People doing the hand-drawn animation get replaced by CGI artists. That's how it goes. I'm also a little confused. Like, oh, no, it's not a real car. It was never real polar bears. They were CGI'd. I decry this trend in Disney is doing this. You know, the live action Jungle Book remake, the live action Lion King remake. They're not real lions. They're not real animals. It's just slightly instead of the beautiful hand-drawn cartoons, it's these CGI things which sometimes can look good and sometimes look, I think, a little cheap. I just saw a trailer for a Mufasa origin movie for the Lion King, which I don't know who wants this, but it just at least I guess that's a new story. But they're not real lions; they're CGI'd, and it looks fake compared to. I went and saw. My brother was in town last week, and we went and saw The War of the Rohirrim. It's a cartoon Lord of the Rings new movie about the Kingdom of Rohan. And it wasn't the greatest thing ever. The plot was a little simple, but it looked really good because it was drawn. It was hand-drawn cartoons. That looks really good. Some of the CGI stuff just looks cheap and whatever. But it was always CGI. I don't know, the AI looks much different than the CGI polar bears, in my humble opinion.
It seems peculiar to complain about it. You may argue, I think, that as AI becomes more and more prevalent, we need to figure out what is going to happen to people who are going to lose those jobs and how, you know,
they're going to get different
what other
jobs.
Training or what could be done to assist that transition. But to assume that the transition itself is unjust or appalling or something seems peculiar. I mean, that's, you know, presumably when television became much more popular and radio declined in popularity, there was a decline in employment for radio voice actors who couldn't also, you know, physically act. I mean, that's
say
what
this
happens
all the time, but like the horse and buggy repairman gets put out of business by automobiles, but that's just kind of what happens. It's we got to learn to live with it. The most egregious example of what I'm talking about. I also saw a trailer. I think when I went to see Wicked or Gladiator 2, I saw a trailer for a new How to Train Your Dragon movie. Do you know that one?
I haven't seen
those are.
Yeah.
And like I think Pixar or Dream or some studio like that. It's very popular series of movies for kids about dragons. They're CGI done. This is going to be, again, live action one, so it's just people, but all the environments are CGI'd, and the dragons are CGI'd as they were in the first place. People joked, oh, they got the same actor to play the dragon as they had last time, because it's all CGI anyway. I don't understand. Executives making decisions at entertainment companies are just baffling to me.
Can all be a little bit baffling. Let's move on from the world of direct entertainment to other AI news, where Google has added meteorologist to its portfolio of responsibilities. The company's new AI weather model surpasses the most reliable forecast system previously available. Google DeepMind scientists develop a weather model that, for the first time ever, gives a machine learning-driven method of conducting ensemble-based forecasting. If you have an idea what that means, you know more than I do. But in any event, the same model is run with many different initial conditions to generate probability-based projections. Put plainly, which I'm glad we're doing in the end, it's very accurate.
Researchers say the Google Mind can anticipate extreme weather events beyond what occurred during its training period. This means it may more accurately forecast unprecedented events that have intensified due to a changing climate, as some theorize, but not all. For all its positives, AI will not replace human forecasters. Well, why not? It could replace them.
Well, we wouldn't want our human meteorologists to be replaced. What
if
would
I can be
all those
replaced,
people in local news wandering around in front of a green screen?
If I can be replaced by AI, that's fine. I will accept it. I will hang up my pundit hat and retire.
Maybe there could be an actual AI or CGI Robby Soave. Maybe that would be the way forward. They're just a thing, you know.
That's fine, yeah. And if people like that just as much, they'd be wrong too.
They would.
Cheap and soulless.
We want the real life personal version with all the idiosyncrasies.
I mean, I'm sure it will be interesting if AI I haven't really tried to do this. Like the radar, the monologue that I do, I write that myself. I wonder if I could just get an AI to do it. As we know, some pundits are outsourcing their opinions. When we caught the View host, which one, saying Sunny Hostin, I think? Was it? Anna Navarro. No, it was Anna Navarro, who had you were not on this week.
No.
So she had tweeted a bunch of just obviously incorrect things about previous people to receive family presidential pardons, including names that were just made up. And they were like, what are you talking about? Woodrow Wilson never pardoned this person. She just asked the AI.
Well, that's why I am a bit of a
cautionary note.
Yeah, no, seriously, I'm reluctant to use AI, and maybe I'll get left behind by this great shift that is happening. But I just see too many instances where its information is not, in fact, correct, and that seems to obviously completely defeat the purpose.
I'm not a Luddite at all. I think it's good to move in this direction, and AI and technological developments will make our society better in a lot of ways. But it's not. I'm a techno optimist, a futurist, but we're not there yet. So the panicking over how powerful and amazing it is so far is a little beside the point to me.
Yeah, I mean, a friend of mine swears by it in its capacity, particularly with data and, you know, creating graphs. And if you want to compare, I don't know, the unemployment rate in a certain year to a certain other year, you can just get it, and it saves enormous amount of labor, in my friend's view. My concern is, well, if the data's wrong, it doesn't matter how much labor it saves you because the data's wrong. I presume the models will improve pretty rapidly, perhaps exponentially, and it will become a reliable thing. I don't want to be the has that famous clip? I think it's Katie Couric discussing, you know, what is the internet in about 1994 with
Paul Krugman giving the worst prediction of all time, worst prediction he'd ever made, that the impact of the internet would be as much as the impact of something that hasn't changed our lives very much.
So I'm not...
Oopsies.
Yeah, oopsies. I'm not completely against AI. I'm just waiting for it to become better. That's all.
All right, more Rising right after this.